Eric and I are on our way to Salmon Brook Historical Society tag sale. It's their big fall sale. We cannot wait to check it out. But first, Eric has stopped to get coffee because, priorities.
This is an interesting little picture. It looks like it's depicting Napoleon maybe, or somebody like Napoleon. There's a lot of descriptive information here on the bottom, including a price tag, which is $350. This painting kind of gives me girl with the pearl earring vibes. Do you feel it? This is such a pretty enamelware set. Actually, I don't think it is an original set. These ladles don't seem to be a perfect match with it. But there's this pretty design on the background. It's $50. It would look gorgeous in someone's kitchen. This is a really pretty little painting. I like the lighthouse in the background. And again, with the descriptive information, it's so very helpful. There's lots of artwork here on the ground, including these really pretty little farm scenes. I don't absolutely love the frames relative to the prints inside them, but there's some nice old framed maps as well, and those can look gorgeous in a gallery wall.
We have the first purchase of the day. Eric, what did you get?
These are ashtrays, but Firestone.
Nice.
This is Tire.
Yeah.
Goodyear.
Ah.
And Travel Lodge.
That one's got an interesting image. Very nice. What did you pay?
15, 5 a piece.
Oh, that's awesome. I've got to catch up.
This little dog painting has stolen my heart, but at $150, he's staying here. I do really like him though. And over here is such a pretty mirror. I just wanted to show you how nice that is. That would be perfect in somebody's entryway. This little butterfly print reminds me so much of like a Port Marion pattern.
Yeah, they're so interesting with the heads on it.
Take a look at this beautiful brass lamp. I don't know. I think this lamp wants to come home with me. What do you think? This is a really nice spot. I love the way this dealer has everything displayed, and he has lots of cool things like this coffee pot. I love the pattern on this, and it's nice that the lid is still with it because they so often break. And I love this picture. These make the world's prettiest vases. The scene on this is lovely. $65 for this, so a little too expensive for resale, but I like it. As well as this copper lusterware cup, which is $50. Again, this isn't a booth that's going to be a good source of reselling, but it's still fun to poke through. This is a really nice one as well. This one is $30, so a little better. I love handmade quilts, but the color tones on this one are kind of tough. It actually is making me think a little bit of Holly Hobby for some reason. I know I'm dating myself with that remark. These plates are really pretty. I love brown and white color schemes on plates. This one is $18, and it was made in England, of course. It really is lovely. And this checkerboard would look gorgeous on somebody's wall, wouldn't it? I'm a huge fan of these kinds of bowls, and I have two bowls that are very similar to this one. $35 on this, which is a fair price for it, actually.
Cute. How much? 8?
And another one that's very similar, and this yellow one with the brown stripe is super nice. The price is only $28, but there are some surface level cracks, so I'm not gonna pick it up. And of course, we love Currier and Ives plates. They are so charming. This is a beautiful bowl. I love the bird on the branch. This was made by Heinrich in Germany. I bet it would be beautiful as part of an entire set. Wouldn't that look gorgeous on somebody's table? This is so interesting. It's for a bar of soap and for toothbrushes. It's really pretty. I think this is too fragile to go too far at my own house. It's Nippon, but it is lovely. I don't see things like this very often. This stone marker is so fascinating, and I actually went to the Salmon Brook Historical Society website to see if I could identify exactly what it is. It almost seems like maybe marked like some kind of a main road, like it's directional. If you happen to know what this is, please leave me a comment because I'm so curious about it. I have this exact butter dish. It looks like my grandmother's butter dish. Mine, I think, says Pyrex or something underneath it. This one's not marked. And this strainer is so sweet with the butterflies and berries. Cordon bleu. They make some very pretty things, I find. And I so wish that this bookend had its friend. If they were a pair, I would pick them up. These old medicine bottles are so interesting. I know there are a lot of collectors of this sort of thing. I don't know if any of these are especially valuable or collectible, but my favorite one is this little green dude down here. And I think he would be awesome for some Halloween decor because he has kind of a creepy feeling, yes? There's some very pretty vintage clothing here. And as I look through it, I think I see an old friend. Yes, this tweed jacket is something I owned in the early 90s, so it's nice to know my clothes are here. I'm admiring this needle-worked eagle. It's really well done, and I love the frame.
Yes.
We have a little bit of Catherine Holm here on the table in all different colorways. My favorite color is not representing. I love the mustardy yellow. And these brass pots are great as well. The blue and white china on this table is breathtaking. It's so deep and rich in color. It has wonderful design elements. Unfortunately, the lid is cracked, but it's still beautiful. Collections of dogs and cats in miniature remind me so much of my Aunt Joyce, who is sadly no longer with us, but she always had collections in her house and she always let me play with them when I'm a child, so they bring back fond memories. And this one looks like Iris, a little bit. Very sweet. This is interesting because this is a character from the Brownie cartoon series, and we've seen this from my segment on Brownie cameras not that long ago. You may already know that the Brownie camera was inspired in part by the Brownies, a popular cartoon and storybook character created by Palmer Cox starting in the late 1800s. His brownies were mischievous but helpful sprites, known for their harmless pranks and deeds, especially as people slept. They were a key part of the Brownie camera's advertising campaign in the early 1900s because the camera was specifically marketed for children. This is the kind of information I learn on my travels, and I enjoy sharing it with you. I hope you don't mind. I spot a photograph of an old interior. I love this. It looks like a sunroom or sun porch. I love a peek back in time at how people decorated and used their homes. And underneath these pictures, there is a whole book of seed packet labels. They have some fabulous colors. Just look at a couple of these. I find them to be so charming, don't you? These molds are so pretty and they look really nice, like on kitchen shelves. $25 is a fair price for this one. And the one behind it is $25 as well. So good finds for somebody. There's a whole stack of vintage books in front of me. An Imp of Mischief. That does sound like a bit of a problem. That might be Iris, actually. And here we have some old great books with vintage dust jackets. These are so much fun to leaf through. There is a nice collection of them here. The dealer of this booth is showing me the beautiful quilt she purchased earlier this morning. She's also a viewer of this channel. I think she found a really good one. I love the pattern on this. If I had found it before her, I promise you I would have bought it myself. It's lovely, and there is another one. So she's so kindly showing it because, of course, I am way too nosy, as always. Oh, wow. I think I might like this one even more. She had fantastic success. I really like this print and the frame with the dogs, but that is a big old rip in the corner. This space has lots of gorgeous things. Look at the braided rugs in the background. And duck decoys make a fabulous collection in anyone's home. Nice old crock. I mean, this is all the stuff I really love. Pretty theorems too, don't you think? I really like this painted box. I'm wondering what the price is. And this is a really pretty wooden one next to it. Oh, this one does have a price. It's $35. I think it's absolutely stunning. One of the best things about this sale is that I'm able to walk through the grounds of the Historic Society and see all of their beautiful old structures. This house was built in the early 1700s, and it's got those old stone slab stairs that you see so often in Sturbridge Village. This is such a unique collection of old books. There's some great titles here, and the spines are beautifully decorated. Nice series. But look at the one on top. A book of old English ballads. It is a beauty. Well, this is a spooky scene. I am getting such a kick out of this. It isn't very old, but it would be really fun as part of somebody's Halloween decor. And I really like this silhouette that's right next to it. I have something similar myself, but I think this is nicer. Again, not very old. This pumpkin is adorable. It's on like a slab of wood, another great decor piece. And I have one more I want to highlight for you. How cute is this? Oh my gosh, this would be so fun to bring out in October, wouldn't it? We're continuing on. I want to show you the beautiful paint colors of this house. This was built in 1790. I love how the red just pops off of this grayish green color. It's really lovely. And here it is from another angle so you can get the full effect. As I said, this property is full of fabulous gems. And here's a little shot at the sale. I really like this pillow. The seller wanted too much for it for me to pay, so I'm leaving it behind. The artwork is also a little pricey, but certainly nice, and I hope it finds a good home with somebody. Check out all of the furniture and bits and pieces in this area. This sale is starting to get really busy. This is a beautiful set of china. It would look gorgeous for all holidays in all seasons. It would never not work. And these plates are so beautiful as well. These are Limoges and too expensive for me to pick them up for resale, but I do really like them. And this is a gorgeous covered bowl. Look at the birds and the flowers. I'm just curious who made this. This was made by Homer Lachlan. It's really very attractive. I am trying to justify picking up this little print. It is so charming and it would look gorgeous in my study, but I do not have a spare inch of wall space. So sadly, I think I'm gonna have to leave it here. Well, we had a fantastic time and we're making our way to the car. Eric, of course, is carrying purchases. And by the way, friends, this is not his first trip to the car.
We did really well. I can't wait to get home and show you our finds. I've been so looking forward to telling you all about the Salmon Brook Historical Society tag sale. It was a fantastic day. We were so lucky with the weather. It started off on the cold side, but it gradually warmed up. There was a nice assortment of merchandise, things at all price points. There was some vintage items, there were antiques, there were things that appealed to me, things that appealed to Eric. We saw lots of viewers of this channel. We ran into friends. It was a fantastic day. So with that all said, let's get right into the haul because I have so many good things to show you. And I think I'm going to start with this little cat that looks just like Iris. And if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you might be saying, you've bought this before. Why are you buying another one? And the answer is quite simple and exactly what you would expect. Iris broke the first one. So this one is going to go on my library shelves with a whole lot of museum putty stuck right underneath it to make this much harder to maneuver. So I'm hoping museum putty will be my friend and this cute little figurine can stay safe. Only time will tell. This little cat figurine looks so sweet here on the shelf. And if memory serves, the last time I had it, it was on this shelf, right next to this vintage book about cats. I think this cat looks a lot like Iris. And I think for that reason, I had put them together. But this time, I think I'll keep this little cat a little bit higher up, a little harder to get to. And as I said before, I will put some museum putty down so this doesn't end up getting tossed around like a baseball and broken. That would be such a shame. Eric was observing that the Historical Society tag sale was a lot more like an antique show, but I disagree. I would say it was really mixed. There were some things that were of the caliber of an antique show, but then there were some things that were a little more lowbrow, like for a flea market, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I picked up a big stack of plates. Here's the other stack for $2 because some of them were really damaged and some of them weren't. I really never find damaged items at a high caliber antique show, and this plate is pretty beaten up. This one is as well. But to put the whole stack for just $2 seemed like a great way to manage that particular situation. And some of the plates were in really nice shape. So let me show you a close-up of this pattern because I think it's really beautiful and very elegant. And this pattern is by Wedgwood and it's called Williamsburg Potpourri. And I have seen this for sale before. Am I holding it the right way? Yeah, this is the right way. I've seen this for sale before and it's sold for quite a bit of money. So I'm hoping that somebody who needs just a few additional place settings will be excited to buy these on my eBay store. So I have 3 of these little dessert or salad plates, which is, not your typical amount. I would usually go for like 4, but because this pattern is so beautiful, I think I'll find a buyer for it. And then I have 2 really lovely dinner plates that are in nice condition. Let me show you the back stamp so you can check that out for yourself. It's right there. And I have, in addition to the 5 plates I'm going to sell, I have 4 plates that, I don't know, I guess I'll donate them and see if somebody wants them for a project or something. They're too damaged for me to deal with, and I'm not looking for any projects. There might be people out there who are, and if they are, they're going to have a good day at Goodwill or Savers sometime soon. Here's a look at how pretty these 2 plates are when you lay them on a tablecloth. You can see they would really match with so many nice colors, and it looks pretty layered as well. So you could set the table kind of like this. And when you had it all decked out, it would be so beautiful. Such a nice kind of colonial looking pattern. I so wish I could have found more of these, but to be honest, I was probably lucky to even find what I did. What a beautiful pattern. The other stack of dishes I picked up were even rougher, and I didn't realize how rough. I saw 2 plates with chips that I assumed I wouldn't try to sell. I thought the rest were okay. So it was a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A set of 8. I ended up with 4 sellable plates, and I paid $10 for the whole stack. So I had hoped to have 6, but that's okay. I still think these are really beautiful. I love the color combinations on these. They would look so pretty in so many different dining rooms. They would look elegant on lots of different tablecloths. I think they're really beautiful. They are Limoges, which of course I love, but these were sold at a store called Stern Brothers in New York. And it was designed by C. Ehrenfeld. And I find that C. Ehrenfeld Limoges seems to sell a little higher than other makers. So I thought these were just gorgeous, and I was excited to find them. I decided to set the table with the beautiful Limoges plates. These are so gorgeous. Of course, they would look beautiful on a tablecloth or with placemats, other kinds of fancy stuff. But I decided to keep it really basic because so many times I think when we have place settings in the kitchen, our tendency is to keep it a little bit more simple. I put these hydrangeas that I just ran out and picked in a pretty Lenox vase that had belonged to my mother, and I put these little candlesticks next to it. I would love to pick out more of the yellow and blue tones in these plates, but I'm also a believer in using what we have, and the hydrangeas is what was at hand. But I think it gives you a sense of how lovely these plates would be as part of somebody's table, and I think very versatile, very elegant, and a nice find. Iris is on the table. My last little bit of china to show you, or this might be ceramic actually. I picked up this really pretty creamer and sugar set that I thought were so beautiful. Let me put this down so I can hold it up better. So it's got great colors, so cheerful. I love the pops of yellow. I think it's really pretty. And this was made, it's hand painted, and it was made in Portugal. So there's the back stamp. Really so sweet. You can use these, of course, for sugar and creamer set if you want to, or these can also just be lovely as a little bit of decor in your home. And so I thought they would be fun to include on my eBay store. This little sugar and creamer set looks so pretty on the windowsill in the kitchen right over the sink. If I thought they would make it here, I would be inclined to leave them here because the yellow in the sunflowers is perfect with the yellow accents in the kitchen. But I know they would get knocked over and broken for sure, so hopefully they will land in a safer home than mine. I don't often come across vintage LL Bean, but I love it when I do. And I thought this sweater was absolutely beautiful. It's got nice neutral colors that will match with everything. Here's the nice old LL Bean label. The buttons on this sweater are so pretty. Let me show you a close-up. Here they are. Aren't they lovely? Look at the chunky knit on this sweater. Here is the back. So a beautiful cardigan that I think will look lovely on somebody, perfect for the winter. So this is going to end up on my eBay store. When I found this set of hooks, I almost didn't buy them because I have picked up so many different kinds of vintage hooks over the last year that a person could say that I'm a little bit obsessed. That's probably true, but you know what? They always come in handy and they look fantastic no matter where you put them. And I liked how this particular set had so many hooks attached to it. I thought that was really awesome. So originally, I had thought this might be nice to put in my closet and I could hang bags and things off them. But now I'm actually debating whether I might ask Eric to spray this black. It's obviously been sprayed white. This isn't an original color. And maybe even put this in the bathroom behind the door, because we're always hooking up, like we're always hanging up bathrobes and towels and sweatshirts and all kinds of things on the back of our bathroom door. And the hooks we have are really small. The only thing is, I don't know if these are gonna be too loud when the door opens and closes. That actually might be a problem. So I'll talk to Eric about it. One way or another though, this set of hooks I think will really come in handy. And I think whatever I do to it probably will end up, I think, spraying them black. It will just match the hardware in our house a little bit better. But it was a fun little pickup. I think I paid $10 for these, if memory serves. As I'm filming this video, I have Crazy Destructo Cat in the middle of lots of breakables. And I'm not actually that worried about it, as I usually would be, because she's in such a chill mood. You can tell she's not even really looking at the camera. And this is a good time for me to show you how her face continues to heal. So she's doing so well. The colder weather is her friend. I just wish I could get you a nice look at her pretty face. Oh, there she is. Sort of. And we have two more critters hanging out in the library. Licorice has found herself a nice sunny spot. She doesn't usually hang out down here, but because I'm filming, she decided to come and join me. And I'm so glad she did. And then over here on this sofa, we have an indie cat all curled up. This room needs some decluttering and attention, but that is not going to happen right now. So instead, I'm going to focus in on this adorable kitty. Let's see if I can show you his face. Indy. Indy. Nope, he's shy. Oh, there she is. She decided to open up her eyes and make an appearance. She's right here. I love it when she's chill like this. It's so rare. I can't wait to show you this next item, and I'm pretty sure I'm keeping it because the colors are perfect for the dining room. And I think it's really, really pretty. And it is this lovely painted box, which the seller was calling a bride's box, but I don't know if that is in fact what it should be called. I love the flower details on this. The colors are so beautiful. Let me show you the inside. You can see the inside is wood, and this is clearly not very old. It was made to look like an old piece, but it isn't, and that doesn't bother me at all. It's clearly hand painted. There's a signature here that says I think it says 1999, and it was made by Judy Bell, maybe? It's very, very hard to see. You see, there it is where my thumb is the signature and the year. But I think this is really beautiful. I am not sure exactly where it's gonna go. I have a variety of choices. Actually, you know, you can even see if it were back here, it would look really pretty. There's a lot of options, so I think I'm gonna hold on to this one for a while. And if I decide I don't have an awesome place for it, then it might end up on my eBay store, so I'll keep you posted. I just put this beautiful painted box in the windowsill. And you know what I'm noticing? This is the lid, and look like there's a half sort of design here and a half design here. It's not lined up correctly. And it's not that it's on the wrong way, because you can see it wouldn't line up correctly here either. I wonder if that was intentional or if that was an artist's mistake, or even if this lid was meant to go to a different box. It doesn't really sit exactly right. So it could be that we have a bit of a Frankenstein situation here in terms of the parts maybe having gone to other parts and maybe not belonging exactly the way they are here. But regardless, I think it's really lovely. And I'm gonna hold it closer to the wallpaper so you can see how nice the colors are. So it kind of picks up some of the reddish tones, which I especially like for the fall and for the winter holiday as well. So anyway, whatever the story with the lid, I think it's a beautiful box and a nice find. I found this collection of little wooden angels. I think that's what they're supposed to be. I think they're really so pretty. They'd be lovely for the holidays. They have lots of really nice details in them. And so I thought they would be so nice to offer for sale on my eBay store. If I could think of a good spot for these, I would be really tempted to keep them myself. But I have a great many holiday decorations, and so many of mine are sentimental because they were from my mother or grandmother, that I'm willing to let these go with the hopes that they find their way to a home of someone who really enjoys them. That is very much my goal. I just put these little angels in the windowsill for right now. I think they would look really nice hanging up on the wall, but I don't have a good spot for that. You know what I was also thinking was, if my bay window had like those little locking mechanisms on each side. I don't, you see, I just have this one. But if they were on all three sides, I could suspend them from that little lock, and that would be really pretty too. So if you have something like that, that would definitely work if you didn't have wall space. Or you could put them on a shelf. You could put them on a window ledge like I did now, on a fireplace mantle. There's all kinds of pretty ways to display them. And I just added some brass candlesticks and this very pretty plate that I recently picked up at a tag sale that I put in a little brass tray. But I think they are super sweet. By the way, I wanted to mention, I recently picked up this beautiful little box on my travels. Eric and I had gone to a tag sale that was wildly overpriced. Don't even get me started. We were so disgusted. We left pretty quickly. But this was one item that wasn't badly priced, and I really thought it had this nice kind of old-fashioned look. The tulips made me think of Holland. And I thought the paint had kind of an early American kind of quality. This was made by Kathy Graybill. Is that what it says? Kathy Graybill, I think. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I think it's really lovely, so I decided to pick this up despite my aggravation with that tag sale. And by the way, I haven't shown you the footage because there wasn't that much to even show. But I thought this box was worth pointing out to you in case you're looking for something like this for your own home decor. You can find this on my eBay store. And I'll pop this plate on the store as well that I just showed you. Now, I just want to point out that this plate has a lot of crazing. I don't know, can you see that crazing in the footage? I think so. So I would probably use this primarily as a decor piece, unless you were going to put something on it that was already kind of protected, like you were going to put, let's say, candies that were already in wrappers or cupcakes that were in wrappers, something like that, and then I would use this. But I would probably not myself put food directly on this. It is a gorgeous decor piece though. And this is Bountiful, made by Staffordshire, England, by Myatt and Son. I just love the colors of this plate. So it was from the same tag sale. And that also came up with home with me, and I'll put them both on my store. The last thing I bought at that store, listen to me, the last thing I bought at that tag sale I just told you about was this little quail picture. It was one of a pair, but the other picture was very badly damaged. The mat was a mess, and even the picture itself had some issues. But I thought this one looked pretty and was a nice small piece that I could use for my fall decor. I really like quails, and for right now, I just have it popped here, in my bay window. Okay, but now I want to show you my favorite thing that I picked up. And actually, I found this item not even 5 minutes into the sale, and my heart just leapt when I saw it. It was love at first sight. Eric loved it as well. The price was already fair. We did a tiny bit of haggling, So we spent a little bit of money. I think we ended up spending 150. I think 150. I think the seller offered 175. I offered 150. I wasn't planning to spend $150 on myself for something at this sale, but this item, it's just too good. So let me show you. Here is our big find for the day. So we picked up this beautiful lamp with the metal shade. And what really sold us on this was, well, we love certainly the brass tones of this lamp. We think it's elegant, and this kind of lamp is very classic. Perfect for a library, but I loved the gooseneck details. There's 2 of them. I thought that was really so interesting and unique that I just had to bring this lamp home with me. Now, this lamp is unbelievably heavy. I cannot even tell you. So we left it with the seller until it was time to go, and then we brought it home, and he told us there had been lots of interest in it. One of the things we love about picking up these unusual objects on our travels is that they then remind us of our travels and bring back lots of happy memories. So when we see this lamp, we'll remember the tag sale. What a wonderful day we had. And this will be a little keepsake from that time. Oh, I want to show you. These are actually real candles, which is interesting, but inside there are light bulbs. I haven't actually checked to see if this lamp is in working condition yet. If it's not, it's definitely worth rewiring. This plug doesn't look like anything terribly modern, but the cord looks very safe and solid. I don't see any imperfections or concerns with it. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. I think this is gonna go in the study and replace a lamp that I've been meaning to change out for a while, only because it's kind of big. I'll show you in a moment. I've placed the new lamp in the study because I love how the green shade looks against the green walls in this room. It's on this little antique set of drawers where I keep like all kinds of documents and things that I need to reference, checkbooks, receipts, that kind of thing. I think it looks really beautiful here. This isn't the spot I was thinking of, but I think it works. I still haven't checked to see if the lamp actually functions properly, but it doesn't matter because there's no outlet here anyway. So this is just a nice place for now. Next to it is this antique settee. Actually, it's a vintage settee. Let me back out a little here. We are gonna reupholster this at some point, and I have this really pretty hooked rug on it that needs to find a more permanent location. There's always a lot of things on my to-do list. But that's what I have going on here. And my plan for this lamp had originally been to, this door hasn't been painted yet, had been to replace it with this bigger brass lamp, but I'm a little hesitant to do that because this lamp gives off so much light and it gets quite dark in here, especially in the evenings. So I think for right now, I'm gonna leave this the way it is, and moving back around without going too fast, I think I'm just gonna enjoy this in a decorative way right now until I find a spot for it that's a little bit more functional. At least like this, I can still appreciate all of the details that drew me to it in the first place. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed coming along to the tag sale with me. It was a fantastic day, and I appreciated it all the more because I realize it might be my last big outdoor sale for a while. You never know, sometimes we can still get some mild fall weather. I think Elephant's Trunk continues for a few months yet if the weather is permitting. And they also start the season really early. So, you know, take a little break in the winter and then we'll just come back with that much more energy and enthusiasm in the spring. And in the meantime, there are lots of great thrift stores and antique stores and other things to check out. And you know, I am all over it. So if you like this video, please hit like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.